Goddamn. Alright, quick little update. We're about to shoot our very first podcast. We're going to chat about everything, really the history of Apex, why we started it, our lives as athletes, trying to fit being an athlete together with building up a business as you've been following along the journey. And exciting times ahead. My dog's going wild. Yeah, we got Neymar on the ball right now. But yeah, here we go. Hey fella. This is on camera, by the way. What's up, fellas? We got Giacomo in the flesh.
Yeah, Munich, we're here.
Guys, as you can see behind me, the boys are filming some stuff. I don't know if you can see them, but I just thought I'd just take a little time here to show a little bit of light on kind of our filming process behind the scenes. Obviously, we've got so many coaches from all around the world that have a ton of content already, and then there's other coaches that have never filmed before themselves, and so they still have so much knowledge, so that I always offer kind of that people can come to us and we film with them, because then we can help them with the structure and just make sure that everything is good, and then they realize that it's really not that difficult. So we keep the kind of camera setup for these film sessions quite simple, because filming shouldn't be a barrier. It's as easy as just putting your phone somewhere and then just starting to record. And so that's why we're keeping it really, really simple, so that the coach after this, obviously they get the footage from this session, but it's way more importantly is they realize how they can actually do this themselves. All they need is a camera somewhere, maybe have a buddy that can kind of follow them along when they're doing their drills, especially if they're dynamic. But at the end of the day, they can just do that themselves. And so it's really, really important to guide them through it. And so we'll show a lot of these behind the scenes stuff to also just show that, hey, it's really the actual operation behind it is not that complicated. What is obviously is the actual thing that they're saying. So they've obviously attained that knowledge over years, and so that's kind of what we're after. Right? We're after kind of finding people that have the expertise in these different areas and are actually able to articulate it. That's really, really important. So therefore, not automatically every coach that has knowledge can also work with us, because it's very, very different ways of kind of being able to articulate that. So if you're an athlete and you you had the pleasure of working with someone that really, really helped you progress, whether that's a positional coach, whether that's a S&C, speed, nutritional coach, or maybe it's even a sports psychologist, or maybe it's just a coach that was really able to get through to you on a personal level, let us know, because if they managed to do that with you, imagine if they had the opportunity to speak to thousands of athletes through this platform. And not only did they change your life, but they could change the lives of many others. And obviously we're all about not gatekeeping things, right? We want everyone to have the same opportunity, and then to let actual merit thrive instead of just luck of where you are. So let's head back to the boys, just so we don't leave them alone for too long. But because I just got done with the first part of it, and now we're going to continue with probably more some mobility flow stuff, and then end up with doing some real sprint work. So we give you as many tools as possible to dominate on the field. Here we go. Trying to see me if I can play some soccer. You feel me? Successful day. We got Mr. Baldman hooking us up with the facilities.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the man. We got Diabito in the back. What you saying back there?
It's a rep, man. It's a rep. You say it. It's a rep.
This guy Kevin has been harassing me non-stop to buy a new laptop, because actually it's just hanging, and it's taken him years to edit something that should take 20 minutes, and that's not on him, that's on the laptop. So let's go get a new one. Made the purchase, got that new laptop. Kevin, what did we get? Let me film the cameraman actually. This guy gets too little action. Let me know what my skills are like.
So we got the new MacBook M4 with the M4 Max chip to have the most power for graphic design and video editing. And she was expensive, but thank God to the guy behind the camera making this all possible. And let's get back to work.
How German does this guy sound, by the way? Let us know in the chat.
German. I am German.
I just wanted to take a second to sit down and think about some things, write some stuff down, and I just thought I'd tell you guys what my biggest learning was this week. My biggest learning this week is for sure that when you're around people that genuinely want to be there and want to engage with a conversation with you, is just listen and shut up. A lot of the time I like to yap, as I've been told by several people, and I think that's a good thing, right, to be able to chat, but sometimes it's also really, really important and valuable to just be quiet and let the other person speak and actually listen. And there's a difference between just listening and actively listening to engage in a further conversation with them, because if you think that someone's boring, that's on you, because everyone has something of value to share or something interesting to share about them. You just got to do a better job with getting that out of them, right? And a lot of people are willing to share. You just got to break through sometimes, and some people are a bit more tough to crack than others. But either way, you know, everyone has a story to tell, and usually, especially if you know them for a while, if they're friends with you, all you got to do is ask, right? But genuinely ask, and not just ask for the sake of it. And I think, especially in the podcast with Yannick and Lawrence, which you should definitely check out as well, I think the best thing there was just being able to get asked questions, and I felt myself open up way more just by how the questions were framed and so on, and just also taught me to, when I'm engaging with someone, really, maybe even like before you actually go see them, just think about again what you actually really want to know. What's really interesting to you? Because especially when you're talking to people like them, right, who have got a lot going on as well, you're automatically just curious. And the conversations that happened behind the screen and before and after that podcast were awesome. So yeah, that's my biggest learning. It's just to listen to people and actively shut up. Good morning. Just woke up. Long 2 days. Needed some recovery sleep. We got a lot of stuff done with the filming, getting educational content together for our athletes to kind of learn from, obviously. And yeah, in the meantime, obviously, we are also athletes on the side. Unfortunately, that will come to a halt for me as I injured myself in training. Went for a step and I tore one of my semimembranosus tendon. So that will require surgery, which will happen on Monday, unfortunately. So I just got the news yesterday. And I just thought I'd, tell you guys, just so you know what's going on, why I will be, less on the field. There's always a positive in everything. So if you see me a little bit almost too positive, it's because I've kind of taken the time yesterday and the day before to digest it, because obviously I knew that something was definitely wrong. The positive outlook is definitely that this gives me more time to focus on Apex, on building this thing to make it as great as I can make it, and also be able to actually record more, go to other teams, film Kevin and the other boys working hard, and meeting up with more coaches. This was always something that was in the forefront for me. It's like I knew that it was going to be really, really tough to manage launching the app and everything in the academy, because I think we can all assume that there'll be a lot of issues that will come up, right, that you could never expect. And then secondly, that all the buzz around it, that you really need to stay on top of that and proactively create that buzz, meet up with people, go to different podcasts, talk to coaches more and more and more to recruit them all. And that is just super, super time intensive. And especially it's also intensive in terms of where you are, because since our coaches are everywhere, right, in the world, like all across Europe, across the States, across Asia, and we obviously want to develop that further and further. Well, it's really, really important to kind of be present as well. So, I sat down, looked at kind of, okay, what is my situation now? How can I make the best out of it? Which I would highly recommend. Write things down. Write things down. Whether it's in your athletic journey and you have certain goals, write them down. Or if you have certain issues that come up, just sit down, write down. Okay, what are all the pros? What are all the cons? What's challenges that you're facing right now? What could be solutions? And as you're writing, you'll see that the solutions come up themselves. It's not like you really sit there as like a multiple choice. That's not how it works, right? You naturally, I think, gravitate towards certain solutions. And so in this case, I will just dedicate more and more time now to obviously the academy. Obviously, I will also document my recovery journey, since I have surgery on Monday. It will all go quite quickly. Obviously I'll be on crutches for like a week and a half, so we'll see how easily I can make content in that period. But obviously I've got Kevin with me. Kevin will be supporting as much as he can. And yeah, after that, it's just going to be rehab, right? It's just going to be get back to it, work hard. It'll take about 4 months. That's kind of what the doctor told me, to full recovery that I can actually play again. But he said that he's helped a lot of athletes. His surgeon specifically is a specialist on this. Really, really awesome person, really knowledgeable as well. So definitely in good hands. And yeah, now it's all about getting back to it, staying positive, staying focused, not letting this kind of alter the path or change how optimistic I am about life. That will never change. And yeah, I just thought I'd update you real quick on that one, and let's get some work done.